Hi! I'm Ma. I'm an artist from Brazil, now live in Portugal, and today I want to share with you the process of making these 4 drawings that you can find here on my cover. So let's go! So the first one was the Maynard Wolf playing a Switch console. You can see that I'm doing a rough sketch of what I want to achieve with it. I searched for references for Maynard Wolf, and also the little fruits you can see here are some of the fruits that this species can eat. I think this is always something nice to search about your subject, and if it's an animal, what are the habits, what they like to do, to eat, so you can put this in your drawing or not, but maybe it can help to create this background story for a character, and you can put elements on a drawing or just help you to create the feel of it, and it gives more realism to the drawing. I think it's enhancing it more. I enjoy using the line art with a brownish color. This is more a sepia with a little bit of red. I don't enjoy so much the pure black unless I'm doing an ink art, so then I'm just using ink. But for digital drawings and sometimes traditional as well, I prefer the brownish color. It's more gentle and I don't know, more organic sometimes, and I also enjoy a lot of Art Nouveau. Some artists use it, some brown line art, and I enjoy it. I think it's more nice. After the line art, I added some color, but I didn't want too many colors. I wanted a small palette to just be concise, and the drawing is really my focus point on this. So the painting was not so important, it just helped to build this atmosphere, but it was not my goal with this drawing. And after that, I worked a little bit more on the line art because I realized it was also a nice black and white, or should I say brown and white, brown and kind of beige yellow background, and so it could work monochromatically as well as the full color result. So this is it, my geeky Maynard Wolf. The next one is this cute border collie. My husband had a border collie. Actually, his family still has. They are so cute and playful. I wanted to do a drawing about it. You can see that I really love to draw animals. I like to make them anthropomorphic, so they wear little clothing. Yes, I think it's super cute. For this one, I struggled a little bit with the background. I wanted to add something to it like I did in the Maynard Wolf, but I didn't know what to do exactly. I decided to do some chaotic knots, but it was not easy to find some pattern that worked well for this composition. So I struggled a little bit there. But then when I finally figured out, I started my line art. This time around, I'm still using some brown, but in a darker hue, because it was supposed to be a black and white border collie, so now it's like very dark brown border collie. As well as the other one, I did put some color, but in a small palette as well. I still tried to change the Celtic knots, but yeah, it didn't work, so so I started all over again and changed it to them. Now this time I was trying to do something more organic, resembling more plant-like structures, but at the same time adding the knots. As I really liked the Maynard Wolf that I talked about before, I wanted to give this more organic feel to this drawing as well. After so much struggle, I think I could figure out the borders of this drawing. Add a little bit of color again, but you see that I repeat the same colors over and over again, so I have this really small palette. That was my goal, is to focus on the drawing and just add the color to be a little bit fun. Some more small details, some shadowing. I like this mixture of the feeling of a drawing did with pencil, at the same time a little bit of a treatment like an ink. So the way that I do the shadowing, and afterwards I work it a little bit more in the black and white version as well to refine more my line art, my drawing in general. And that's the final result. I did change the brown to a lighter tone, so it would be a little less harsh. The other one to a black hue. Now to this little otter. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it well. This obviously was a fan art from Animal Crossing. I don't know if you know, but this amazing Nintendo game. You play in a desert island that where you can decorate it as you wish. You can make lakes, lagoons, and rivers, and invite some animals to live in an island and plant trees, plants, flowers. It's a very cute game, and they have these amazing animal characters. One of them is Pascal, this otter that was introduced in the summer season, because then you can dive to search for some sea creatures, and sometimes you can meet Pascal and he can give you some recipes to DIYs to do in your island, or some items, and he always gives a piece of advice to you. They're really funny and crazy, and I think he's the sweetest, maybe my favorite non-play character on Animal Crossing. And he wears this clothing, but the shirt, I added it to be a little bit more put together. Water effects I did it myself. I didn't use the default water from Procreate because I thought it was too realistic. I did want the feel of water, but not to be super really real. I added some details for the little cap. And when you find him, you can give your scallop, and he's so happy about it, and if you follow him, he'll eat it. So I thought it was really fun to include that. So he's swimming happily with his scallop in hands. And I added a little bit of more shadowing and some details. You can see that sometimes I make some mistakes of drawing with my hands. Is just because I want to zoom in or zoom out, and I didn't know how to disable this. Now I know. But I struggle with these drawings. So if you're using Procreate, you can disable the drawing with your hands and just use the Apple Pencil, which is much better. And the final drawing is another Maynard Wolf. This time around I wanted to do an art for my profile on Instagram, or anything that I would put profile picture, and I really enjoy put a drawing instead of a photo. Sometimes I put a photo as well. Usually I draw myself as a fox because I'm fascinated about this animal, but now Maynard Wolf are really growing to my heart, and I think they are perfect mix of dog, wolf, fox together. They are commonly found in South America, so yeah, I'm where I'm come from. And they have long legs, as I do as well. They're a little quirky, I don't know, a little bit strange and sweet at the same time. So yeah, I'm identifying myself a lot of them nowadays. You can see that I love mushrooms as well. I love eating them, and also look the aesthetics of it. So it's something that I like to include in my drawings, as well as leaves and flowers. I think this the most beautiful things nature creates for us, and I really do like to incorporate in my drawings. You can see that the process is always the same. I do a little bit of sketching, then the line art process that I like to leave very loose. I don't want it to be super clean. I like the feel more like a traditional drawing, the type of drawing that you see all the marks as you were doing a paper. And as well as the other, adding a little bit of color, making more shadowing, and changing sometimes the color, the hue, saturation. This is great to use to make digital art because you can change whatever you want in the process. It's easier in this aspect than the traditional drawings. I added a little bit of darker brown this time around to have a little bit more of shadow and contrast. It's something that sometimes I struggle with, to have more depth on the drawing. So you always have to think about the highlights and the shadows to have contrast in a drawing always. So for these drawings I used Procreate on an iPad Pro. I'm really new to this technology, this software, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a super easy and smooth transition from traditional drawing to digital drawing. I did already draw in digital medias before, but using those drawing tablets where you can see what you're drawing, and I also draw on a Cintiq before in my previous work. But I enjoy the freedom that you have in a portable device, so I can draw on my couch, my bed, standing up, lying down, whatever I can. So this is it for today. I hope you like it to see the process of making these 4 drawings. If you have any doubts about how I do it and that I can answer or help you, please ask me here down below. Please share this video with friends, leave it a like, and subscribe to this crazy little art channel here. Thank you very much.